Hello my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with little old me. And the ways you can support my channel: like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe so I can appease the mighty algorithm and be seen by more people, or just click the notification bell of when you would like to be notified of when a new video comes out. And I hope that you are all doing well, but if not, I hope things will get better for you soon. But in the meantime, join me in meeting the Blue Deviant Tarot. And this was created by Lynyrd-Jym Narciso, and I hope I said his name right. Sorry if I butchered it. And it was published by Paraluman Studios in 2022. And he also has some other decks, and I got this deck through his Kickstarter of the Afterlight Tarot, and this just recently came out, and he offered all three decks in his Kickstarter campaign, so I went ahead and scooped them up because I can never have enough tarot decks despite what people tell me. But anyway, the deck itself is 5 inches, height across is 3 inches, and the width is 2 inches. And as you can see, there's no title on the sides, but on the back we have the Blue Deviant Tarot. Explore the colorful, magical, and whimsical world of prolific Filipino tarot artist Lynyrd-Jym Narciso in this wonderful new tarot offering. Each art featured in every card was carefully and thoughtfully selected from over 500 artworks from the artist Blue Deviant period of 2004 through 2008. And I guess he was going through a time in his life where he had some issues he was working through. So his artwork, he posted it on a site called Deviant Art, and then he just basically decided to make a tarot deck out of all of that artwork. And there is a guidebook, and we will go through this guidebook after we're done. And the title of the deck is an infusion of his ID when he was on the Deviant Art website, and his username was Blue, and then Deviant Tarot. And then on the back you have the copyright and a little bit more of a blurb, and then you have the website. And they have an Etsy shop, and I will put both of those links in the description so you guys, if you're interested, and if they have any decks for sale, you can check them out. Alright, so on each of my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison. And the deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I'm using, is the Radiant, and you can get that through US Game Systems Incorporated or maybe Amazon. The cards themselves are same size, Rider-Waite-Smith. And he pretty much kept it the same. Majors, there's no changes. You have wands, swords, pentacles, cups. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at these cards. And he did not put any numbers. It just has the title of the card. And I do like the artwork in this deck. I do like all three decks. They are different in their own way, but I still like the artwork in each of them. I can't imagine what he went through going through all of his artwork. 500 pieces and deciding on 78. That, yeah. That must have taken him some time. Okay, so that is the majors. And next we have the wands. And these cards are on the slippery side. They're not high glossy, but the material, for some reason, it makes them very slippery. Okay, so then we have the wands. And some of these, unless you don't see the title, they're kind of hard to recognize. Like this one, I would not guess by the picture alone that this was the Three of Wands. So some of the cards are kind of difficult until you get used to them, and I would never tell anybody not to buy a deck, because if you're interested in a deck, you know, it's your choice, it's your money. You work hard for your money, so if a deck appeals to you, is the wand suit. And the next one is the swords. I like this interpretation of the two swords because it's like they both have their eyes closed and they just don't want to make a decision. But up here, it's saying, yeah, you need to open up your eyes and make a decision. And it is a stalemate as well. So it's an interesting interpretation of it. Okay. Swords. And next we have the cups. Alright. This one's so cute. Little ladybug and a snail. Pentacles. I like this interpretation of the Seven of Pentacles because a lot of people have said that this guy looks bored. I don't think my interpretation is he is just overlooking the growth, and he's just taking a moment to enjoy what he's sown. You know, he's got this fresh field, he's content. But that's how I see the Seven of Pentacles. I think he's just enjoying what he's seeing. Just like her. She's checking on the tree. She's making sure that everything's good and it's growing. And, you know, I just don't see this as a card of boredom, as I've seen a lot of readers interpret that as. I mean, that could be one thing, but it's like, yeah, I think you're just enjoying the fruits of your labor. And then going on to the Eight of Pentacles, yeah, you're working on things. It's the next step. You're honing your skills, you know, you're honing your gardening, as in the Seven of Pentacles. You're taking what you've grown in the Seven of Pentacles, and now you're working to hone your skills. You're harvesting, you know, whatever you've done, brought forth. And now you're enjoying things. You've got your bounty. And it's such a sweet card, Ten of Pentacles. Just sitting and really you have reached the end of your hard work, and just take a moment out to enjoy it. Sit with it. I mean, I guess you could interpret it that way, the Seven of Pentacles, like he's sitting there going, why isn't this stuff growing faster? You could interpret it that way. It is just all a matter of perspective. Alright, and then we have the Happy Squirrel. And we'll go over what the Happy Squirrel card is and what that's about. Okay, so that is the deck, and it, as I said, they're slippery and they are very bendy, but they're not high glossy. I mean, they do have some gloss to them, but for some reason the material, it's slippery. I don't know why. Alright, so let's go in this chunky guidebook. It's 192 pages. And then we have our content copyright page. And then he goes into a foreword by Ulrich, and just basically just goes into a little a blurb, I guess you could call it, about him. And then we have a foreword from Gian, I think that's how you say his name, and he just talks about how he met him. And then Lynyrd does a Lynyrd, I think that's how you say his name, Lynyrd, not Lynyrd. I don't know. I'm sorry. Just have trouble with his name. I don't mean any disrespect. And then we have a preface, and he talks about his background a little bit and how the deck came about. And then we have an introduction. And he just goes more into the deck. And it talks about the artwork and then the meanings. And then he goes backward to his blue Deviant period. Just a little story about that time in his life. And then we go into the tarot. What is tarot? Tarot, very brief history. And he goes into a little bit of a deeper background on the tarot than most guidebooks I've seen. And then we go into the structure. He goes into the different, like the major, minor, and then the suits and stuff like that. So it's a pretty interesting read if you're really interested in the background of tarot. And then we go into the majors. He does not do a picture of the card, and he basically just talks about the art and includes the title and just talks about that. And then some talk about the artwork again, and then the meaning. It's very short. There's no reversal meanings, so if you're into reversals, there won't be any for you. So basically that's what he does with the guidebook. He talks a lot about the artwork, and then you have a little paragraph on the meaning. And then go into the different suits, and you get a keyword and a little bit about the suit, and then the astrological signs. And then basically same thing. He just talks about the card itself and the artwork, and then you get a meaning of each card, and basically does that for each suit. And we got the swords, and he starts with the aces first. There are some guidebooks that will start with the king first and then go backwards. Then you've got the cups, And then the pentacles. And then the happy squirrel. So, the happy squirrel originally appeared in Simpsons episode on 1995 with a card reader pulling the card out for the character Lisa. And so he decided that it's been embraced by the World Tarot community, and honestly, I've never seen it before. So I don't know if you guys have, but I have not seen it before. This is the first time I've ever seen the happy squirrel in a deck. So I have missed out apparently. And it says the original artwork is entitled Ikungen, and they are fierce ape-like ogres with long tails who live in the jungle canopies. And there's a poem, little poem. And then when used in readings, some suggested meanings for it are the unknown, the essence of non-essence, quiddity, compulsion, but also in the context of anarchy. To not take everything seriously. Life fucks you up, but maybe sometimes for the better. And then we get acknowledgements. Okay. So we'll leave the happy squirrel out because I already read you everything about that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my light here. But that is the happy squirrel. Alright. But like I said, these are slippery. So, but they do shuffle very nice, very smooth. The only thing you have to worry about is cards slipping out of your hands. So you can shuffle like that, or you can shuffle the sideways. I've seen some people shuffle like that. I don't like it myself. And then you have the overhand shuffle. And then you can basically just lay them out, pick them that way as well. It is totally up to you. Okay, so let's see what the cards want to tell us. Give a message to somebody out there. The Six of Wands. So in the traditional looks like that, and it is the Success Victory card. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we have the Flores de Mayo, Flowers of May in Spanish, is a religious festival in the Philippines, a celebration of Marian devotion in the country. It culminates in the Santa Cruzan event of the Holy Cross, a nighttime procession of the town's beautiful ladies in gowns and jewels, each with their own consort, and above and beside booth, a decorated arch of bamboo and rattan, decked with flowers and adornment, a man supporting each end of it. The procession is a mix of biblical and Marian devotion and a celebration of Helena of Constantinople's finding of the true cross. Each lady in the procession represents a biblical figure, a Marian aspect, or a character from the tale of Saint Helena, with their gowns and costumes having decoration relevant to the character they represent. The artwork features one such lady rendered in an interesting decorative style I developed back then. It consists of various different little decorations ranging from the organic to the almost mechanical looking, piled upon the top of one another or arranged beside each other like some sort of decorative horror vacuum. It's interesting to note that she is holding her own triumphal arch, symbolizing her confidence, self-possession, and her active role in the pursuit of her triumph. In the popular Smith-Way deck, the victorious figure in the card is on horseback with people welcoming him as if in celebration. He is holding a stave, which is attached a garland, something bestowed upon him, a person of honor, of their merits. The arch that this artwork is holding may be seen as a representation of that garland, and the figure's act of holding it by herself also hinting at her pride. In readings, the Six of Wands relates to the themes of victory, triumph, and success, of being welcome and celebrated for these. There is a mood of self-confidence in this card. When awaiting news, the card hints at a beneficial and positive news, assuring and confirming what one is hoping for. The downside of the card, as if coming from a triumphant and self-confident position, is a slant of arrogance or pride. So I guess they do put a reversal. It's the downside, but they do put a little bit of a reversal. All right, so that is basically this deck. Let me know what you thought of it. And if you plan on buying it or putting it on your wish list, let me know about that too. I'm always interested in your guys' opinions of one way or another, how you feel about the deck. Just let me know. And that is pretty much what I have for this deck. Once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with a future video. And until next time, take care and goodbye, my dears.